Hold on, let me zoom out because it's kind of cutting me off a little bit.
Alright.
Yep, it's ready whenever you are.
Alright. Let's just add this going. Alright. What's going on, guys? Cameron back again from Attack on Anime, here to bring you another season wrap-up. This one's going to be covering Schwarzes Marken. Now, as with all season wrap-ups, of course, there's going to be no spoilers. And with this anime, I kind of have to be careful with how I talk, because it's really easy to spoil some stuff. But this anime is set in the post-World War II era, and this alien invasion has happened. The aliens are known as the Beta, and humanity's goal is to take out all betas. Now, they have these, like, mech-type things that are used to fight the betas, but sometimes those just don't cut it. And especially in this world where it's so war-torn, because I love how this anime is set up in World War II, because that was a time, especially in Germany where this is set at, where it was really hard to gain people's trust. Like, in Germany, it was literally split down the middle between East and West, and there was no sign of unification in that country at all. And that's really well shown in this anime, because in East Germany we have the faction known as the Stasi, which are pretty much they're the Ministry of Defense essentially. Like, they pretty much run everything that defends the country, and they're low key on dirt. Like, they do a lot of stuff behind the scenes. They bribe a lot of people. They pretty much can make people their slaves just by using, like, information and blackmailing them. And they make for really good background villains. The Betas are of course the, like, main threat, but the Stasi are using that threat as, like, a cover to like, do their stuff underground and just make sure no one knows what they're doing as they're slowly, like, trying to just gain more control. So they make for a really, really good villain. And we have them. I always get. Alright, hold on. Alright. And our main protagonists are the 666 TSF Squadron, and they're made up of about 8 members, but there are only realistically like 3 or 4 really important ones. I'm only going to talk about 3 of them and let you guys watch the anime to figure out the rest about them. But there's Theodore Eberbach, and there's Irisdina Bernhard, and there's Katia. And Katia is from West Germany, but she was saved and requested asylum in East Germany because she's on a mission that she really can't tell anybody about. Because, like I said, the Stasi are such a threatening villain that if they find out that you're, like, trying to get information on something you shouldn't be, they can come after you and get you arrested for anything. So they're a pretty intimidating villain, and everybody's just like, you can't talk about certain things, you can't even mention certain ideals. And Katia's ideals are something that run through the whole anime, and it's the motif of unification. She wants East and West Germany to be united, but she knows that that's, like, taboo to even talk about. Like, you can't even say those words or with risk of getting arrested. And Theodore is, with his tragic past that connects to the Stasi. I don't want to spoil, like I said, I don't want to spoil, but he has a past with the Stasi that make him the way he is, and he doesn't really trust anybody, more so like everyone in this anime, because everyone in this anime has a really tough time trusting people, because just the Stasi controls so many things and people that you don't know who's, like, giving up information on you. So it's pretty realistic to the way that they were thinking in Germany during this time, because during this time it was described as a time where you couldn't even trust family. Like, your own family could turn on you and turn you into, like, a higher authority. But Katia's ideals, she holds them so strong, and she refuses to give up on those ideals. And those ideals actually encourage Iris, the main captain of the 666 Squadron, to go out and try to fight the Stasi, because she's like, I have a tragic backstory with the Stasi too, and I want to take them down just as much as anybody so that we can unite and actually take out the Beta altogether, because they both know that the only way to take out the Beta is for the countries to unite and fight together. Like, them trying to do it by themselves is not ever going to work out right. This anime also does a really good job of displaying how war actually is, because not everybody is in, like, a mech suit. There are actually foot soldiers actually fighting head on with the Beta. They have, like, little to no chance of survival, but yet they still fight. It's just like they're fighting for their country. They're defending their homeland. So they're willing to put their lives on the line like that. And propaganda plays a huge role in this because every country essentially wants to be the best country. They want to have the most accolades. They want to have the most beta kills, the most mission success, the most successful missions, and they're just like willing to do anything to do that, even if it means sacrificing another country's squadron. Like, they don't care. As long as their squad survives and their country looks good, that's all that they care about. And that's pretty heavy throughout the whole anime, and it makes for some pretty interesting scenarios. I also like how in this anime the Stasi are, their true colors start to show around the middle of the anime. Even in the early parts, but around the middle is when they start to show their true colors. And it starts to raise the question, can they even trust each other? Because who's to say that this person isn't trying to go for your position while you're trying to go for it? Because it just raises, trust is such a major motif throughout this whole anime, like literally throughout the whole thing. Like, because no one knows who to trust. Anyone who is even the slightest bit suspicious could end up in jail and tortured by the Stasi. Another thing I also liked about this anime, I also like the tactics and the teamwork. Even though the betas kind of got repetitive a little bit, the tactics that they had to use to fight these betas in certain missions would always differ. They would always have to go in with a new type of strategy because there are different classes of beta. That's another problem I kind of had with this anime. Like, the different classes of beta, like there was like a laser class or a fortress class or the regular like betas. It's just like they would kind of come out of nowhere, and I'm just like, okay, they're coming out of nowhere and they're kind of being one-shotted, but it's just like them coming out of nowhere would make them have to, on the fly, just rearrange their entire strategy. And seeing that tactic go into it and actual formations being held, it felt like an actual war anime. It didn't feel like the main character was just going out soloing a whole beta army. No, if they tried that, they would die. They run out of ammo in this. They don't have unlimited ammo. There's just so many things that go into this that just make the war feel so real. I also like the relationship between Theodore and Iris. I'm not going to go too much into it, but I love how their relationship, it started out not being so trustful, but then once they build into it, they start to trust each other, and actually turns out they have the same goals, sort of, kind of. Like I said, I can't talk too much about it, but I'm just saying that's an aspect that I really love of this anime. Problem that I had with this anime is not all the characters of the 666 Squadron get their full character development. There's a lot of them that kind of were just there, and I'm just like, okay, I can't really get invested in these characters if you're not gonna like at least tell me something of their backstory that makes them act the way they do. Because there's certain characters that I'm just like, I don't know what your motive is. I don't know what you're trying to do because like I don't know anything about you. That's just one of the, like I said, they only really expanded on about 4 of the other characters from that squadron, and like I said, there's like 8 or 9 of them. But yeah, guys, this anime had a pretty powerful end all the way through. The ending was really good. Like I said, don't want to talk too much about it, but it was a really powerful end. Theodore has some really interesting choices to make in this anime because his whole life he's been faced with certain struggles, and they all come to a head in the finale where he has to make a certain choice, and that's huge development for his character. Like, for the main characters that they actually did expand upon, they got really good character development. I understood their purpose throughout the entire anime, and the stakes in the end felt higher than ever before. Like, their whole country was at stake along with them in general. But yeah, guys, that's going to call it for my review. Like I said, I don't want to talk too much about certain things because I don't want to get spoilery. But I highly suggest you guys go out and check out this anime if you haven't. If you have checked it out, let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments below. And if you haven't, go check it out. Come back. Let me know what you thought of it. Because I can highly recommend this anime to anybody, especially people who are into, like, war animes that feel like an actual war. But yeah, guys, until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. But until next time, peace.